So good on the heart. So good for the heart.
He loves that smell. That's it. The Legos. That's it. Where's my loves that?
You found his tickle spot, Darla. You found the tickle spot. Boss Boss. Hey, Boss Boss. Good morning, everyone. This was just way too good not to jump on and share. Archie, our double cataract surgery, blind and now can see everything. Found abandoned in Miami on a pile of dirt in the cold temperatures, starving and alone in a black world. I know, isn't it wonderful, Elena? Daddy Keith is always working his magic. Archie is so desperately in need of a loving forever home. Hi, Rick. Good morning. Good morning, Kelly. I had to share this. It's just too good not to. Come on, guys. We need to get some of these babies into loving homes desperately. There's so many dogs out there that need us right now, and it's killing us not to be able to save because we are full to capacity. Remember, rescue, revive, rehome is our mission, and until we rehome, we can't save anymore. We just can't. So we're asking all of you to please share and consider opening up your home and your beautiful hearts to a rescue baby in need. We do all the work, but then when we're done with our mission and our work and we revive them, it's time for them to find a loving home. Archie is about 4 to 5 years of age. He's a terrier mix. He's a sweet, gentle soul. And he can see. He can see. He was given the gift of sight. Nothing greater. Everybody was going so crazy when we first brought Archie in, and I did my video of him, and he was crying, and he was going in circles and circles, and it was very disturbing. And we did everything to give him the best quality of life. And now he's ready. He's ready for a home. He loves love. Look at this. Look at how relaxed he is. You too can be a dog whisperer. Keith is not the only dog whisperer. Right, Keith? There's plenty of them out there. We just have to find them. That's right. Come on, peeps. Archie's perfect and he needs a loving home. And let's not forget our beautiful, handsome Boss that we rescued from Palm Beach Shelter. He was last call. He was going to be killed. Why? Why? Because he's 10 years old and he's blind. He was a candidate, for one eye. And then when we brought him in for his surgery, sadly, he was not a candidate any longer. His glaucoma was too far gone and he could not receive the surgery to give him sight. But when I tell you, the sweetest soul in the world, the sweetest soul, there's not a mean fiber in his body. He definitely has some schnauzer in him. Hi, Boss. And he loves love. He's very easy. We have him in a big round pen. And he loves his fluffy beds and his blankies. And he finds his water and he loves his food, his breakfast and dinner. He loves to just walk the yard. So you definitely would need a fenced yard. No pool that's open. As you can see, our pool is completely enclosed. Nobody can get into the water.
And he'll follow you if you clap to him.
He's so deserving. They're both so deserving of a loving home. Do what we do. Love these babies. Love these babies until we find them homes. And until we find them homes, we're stuck. We just have to keep focusing on our commitment to them. And we can't save any more lives right now. We just can't. Jolie, oh, thank you for asking, Rick. Jolie's doing, Shaz. Jolie's doing great. She was out just a little bit ago. Shelly and I drove yesterday morning. We left Loxahatchee at 7:30. We got her there by 9. She had her spay and she was vaccinated. She was already microchipped. She's doing wonderful. She's resting. She has her cone of shame on. She's feeling wonderful. She's right there on her fluffy bed, looking out the window in Balto's old room. Hi, Mama. The sweetest angel right here. Another one that's so desperately in need and all ready to go. All ready. She needs a home with a fenced yard secured because she can climb and jump. She needs Fort Knox, this girl. She's amazing. She's a therapy dog, I'm telling you. She will be attached to you every step that you take, literally. She will be cuddling under your neck, on your chest. She can't get close enough. She is perfection. She's potty trained. She's young. She's a baby herself. And all of her puppies, 8 puppies that she came in with that were living a life of hell, are at our wonderful foster, Christine and Bob. We have an application on one of the puppies. We're doing a home check for of her puppies. But 7 puppies currently still need a home. We have our wonderful Darla and Laura visiting today. They drove up from Broward. Say hi. Been with us for years and years. Our wonderful, wonderful Darla and Laura that we adore. It's so great to get to see our friends. We don't even consider, we can consider them friends. They're family. So it's great to see, right? We are a family. It's a beautiful thing. They all smell things on the couch. And as you can see, this is Shelly's baby right here. Shelly is so smitten. We all love them all. Lyrica, oh, Jolie would be, forget it. She's your kind of dog. Lyrica's on here. Brownie and Chips mama.
Hi, Lyrica.
Darla has babysat many, many of times for our Brownie and Chip.
I love those two.
They're the best. They are the best. They are. Oh, we miss Balto so much, guys. So much. I know. We talk about him every day. It's not the same without our Balto. It's just not the same. He's definitely here in spirit. We feel him. We see him. How can I say? Our rescue has gone through a lot of loss. Jan is recovering. Thank you so much for asking, one day at a time. You know, we're all trying to push forward. I wouldn't, no, don't let him. Maybe, yeah, you can put him down. Boss is ready too. There you go, boys. There you go. What can I say, guys? We're all trying to hold it together. We're trying to stay strong. We're trying to keep positive for the dog's sake because they need us. It's not an easy task. Our hearts hurt every day. There are many sleepless nights, many tears, many tears. Doesn't get any easier. Yeah, he does. He's a furry little teddy bear. Isn't that interesting? Angie says, I just saw Balto in the room with Jolie when I did the video. So Shelly, I will tell you, I mean, listen, you believe or you don't believe, right? I'm a believer. And not because for any other reason other than I've had experiences. And I know Shelly is very intuitive and very open. Shelly, actually, I came over here the other day and she said, Shelly, you were sitting right here on the ground.
Right here with Whoopi.
So Shelly was sitting right here with Woofy.
Like this. Whoopi was laying over my leg.
Yep.
And I felt something and I turned and Balto walked by to his room.
So she felt Balto and she literally saw Balto walk right by to his room. And then Mommy Jolie, who does, I know, right? Shelly has chills. Jolie doesn't bark. She's not a barker. And Jolie was going insane barking in her room.
Yes.
Insane. Like nonstop barking in her room. Crazy. Like, and she kept looking at the corner in the room like she saw something. So I am a firm believer and I believe that the soul lives on. I totally believe it. We've had signs. We've had very strong signs. I don't believe in coincidences in life. I think that I think we're pretty planned out. I think divine intervention. I think things happen the way they're supposed to. That's just the way I believe. I believe in karma. I'm not a very religious person, but I have to tell you, through my experience and my journey through 100 plus, it's been clear. The signs, every things do happen that I can't understand, and I don't understand why. I try not to question why in life. We don't get answers. Sometimes we get unanswered prayers, and we say, why this, why that? And then the answers come later. But I will tell you that we feel our Balto all around us. We wish he was here with us, no question. We did pick up his ashes, and he is currently with Carol and I, and we light a candle, and we have his photo with his ashes, and we talk to him, and it's very, very, very difficult because, of course, we miss him. But we do know in our hearts, of all hearts, in our soul, that, you know, we do everything in our power to give these babies the best of everything. We skimp at nothing. And when it's their time, it's their time. That's all we can do. It's all we can do. Oh, look, he's laying down. That's good, boss. It's so nice to see you so chill and relaxed. It's so beautiful. You believe it too? I know. I know. So I'm going to tell you guys a little situation that happened yesterday. I was going to do a whole separate video, but since I have it going, I'm going to tell you what a crazy, crazy incident that happened to Shelly and I yesterday. When Shelly and I brought Mommy Jolie for her appointment in Broward. We drove, like I said, we left Loxahatchee at 7:30. We drove in traffic and we got there at 9. We dropped her off for her spay, and we said, you know what, let's hang around versus driving all the way back. Keith was so kind, and he said he's going to put in his notice, but he took care of the house for us all day and all the babies yesterday, rotating, giving them lunch and meds and everything else. So thank you, Keith, for everything you do here as an amazing volunteer. He gives his heart and soul. But we dropped Jolie off, and we said, you know what, Shelly and I are going to hang around until about 2, 3 o'clock, from 9 o'clock, and we'll find things to keep ourselves busy, and then we'll go pick up Jolie instead of driving back again, an hour and a half each way. So we did that. And I looked at Shelly and I said, okay, well, let's go walk around like TJ Maxx or something. Let's kill some time. And we did. And as we were in TJ Maxx, Shelly and I got into the line, and we were getting ready to check out of TJ Maxx. And there was a woman, it was a very long line, very busy store. A lady was behind Shelly and I, and she was holding this massive, massive dog bed. And I'm going to flip this on me because I love to talk and look at people when I talk. So while Shelly and I were in line and we're getting ready to check out, there was a woman behind us with this massive, massive dog bed. And she's looking at me and she's looking at Shelly's shirt. And Shelly had on her 100 plus, one of her rescue shirts. And she had her phone out and she said, okay, this is a sign. She said, I am trying to adopt a dog from your organization and I'm having a home check today. And she showed me the picture of the dog. And I was like, oh my God, Alex? Because I had been talking to her. And she said, Amy? And she's like, this is a sign. We were hugging, we were talking. It was beautiful. And then I got called to the register. So I walk up to the register. As I get to the register, the woman that's going to check me out, a very kind older woman, she looks at me and she goes, Amy? And I was like, yes. And she goes, oh my God, you helped me with a cat. Oh, thank you. I love your organization. And I was like, oh my God, what is happening? And then Shelly's standing right next to me. And this woman comes running up to Shelly. And Shelly's like, yes. She goes, I'm the one that called about you guys helped me with the dog McCarthy. He was a pit mix and he was in a cage. He was in a cage and he was emaciated, being starved to death, and his owner was right there. And the Sunrise Police Department, her name was Officer McCarthy. She came in and they confiscated the dog. They arrested the owner. Mind you, this was years ago. McCarthy's doing phenomenal and he's adopted with a previous adopter of ours. And she wanted to tell Shelly that the woman that starved her dog to death and was arrested had cancer. And she was dying. So that was that. And then as we are checking out, my phone is blowing up. I'm just trying to get out of the store. And it's Tiffany. She's like, where are you? Dr. Cannon is trying to contact you. Mufasa, who was renamed Mario, the little Pomeranian that we took in as an owner surrender that was on death's door and went to Blue Pearl immediately from the owner surrender. She said she's trying to find you and reach you. She said, Mufasa, Mario, is missing. And I'm like, what do you mean he's missing? So I immediately called Dr. Cannon. Shelly and I jumped in the car. We drove to Dr. Cannon's house in Fort Lauderdale. She lives in a beautiful home. It's all fenced in, but she's on a canal. And so I got there and I said, well, what happened? She said, I opened the door like I always do and I let him out. She goes, I turned around and he was gone. I literally turned around and he was gone. There's no outs on each side. There's all fenced and gated, but they're on the water. And we all know when it's a great lesson. It's a great lesson. And for everybody involved, there's no judgment. There's no blame game here. But again, when you're anywhere near water on water, you can't take your eyes off of your animals for 1 second. It's like a toddler. It takes 1 second. So we got there at probably about 2 o'clock, and this happened at 7:30 in the morning. So mind you, 7:30 to 2, she had been in the water in kayaks. They've been going up and down the canal looking. There's boats. I mean, it's a long canal. And she couldn't find him. She was absolutely a mess. She, of course, was blaming herself and beating herself up. And I told, she goes, I just had to euthanize my senior cat last week, my senior pony. She said, I can't, Amy, I can't. So I said, listen, I'm trying. I got Jamie Katz, our wonderful, amazing Jamie Katz, PI, friend and an investigator. She was tracking a cat in the morning, and she said, as soon as I get done, I'll call you. So Shelly and I had left finally, and we'd been there for hours, and we had no luck. And I said, he's got to be gone. He must have drowned in the canal. I mean, we were looking and looking, and we couldn't see or find anything. Little 5-pound Pomeranian Mufasa, who was renamed Mario, was adopted. And I shared it with everybody on the page with our amazing internist, the most amazing doctor that has saved countless of our animals. We could go to 20 vets that can't figure it out, and she is the go-to. There's no better than her. We have her on a pedestal this high. So when we left, we stopped for a quick bite. We were so depressed. We were basically mourning the loss of our rescue dog. Left Dr. Cannon in tears and just told her, we're here for her. What do you say? And then Jamie called me and she said, Amy, what's going on? And I said, listen, the dog fell in the canal. There's no way out. There's no way this dog went anywhere other than the canal, and it's been like 8 hours. So she said, Amy, dogs can swim. I said, 8 hours out in the water? She said, dogs can swim and they can find something to jump on and save themselves. So I was like, she goes, have her call me. So I was like, okay. So I reached out to Dr. Cannon and I said, you have to call Jamie now. She goes, I'm calling her. So in the interim, Dr. Cannon called a psychic, a pet psychic. And she said, I know you don't believe in it. She said, but the pet psychic told me that he's alive. And she said, is he in water? She said, no, he's standing on all fours and he's looking for you. And he's trying to find his way and he knows you're looking for him. Talk about goosebumps. So Jamie ran out there and she got there and she said, I agree with Amy and Shelly. I totally agree. He's in the water. He's in the water. We need to get in the kayak now. Now, mind you, it's going on 9 hours. 9 hours that little Mufasa had been in the water. So they get into the kayak and Jamie's in the same kayak and with Dr. Cannon. And Jamie said, we need to go north. We need to head left. And Dr. Cannon said, but I've been down that way twice. She said, the wind is blowing that way. The current is blowing that way. We have to go that way. 5 minutes. Jamie had on her GoPro camera. 5 minutes, they're paddling in the kayak. And all of a sudden, they hear a cry. And Jamie goes, what's that? What's that? And Dr. Cannon's like, what? And they kept going. And then she heard it again. And Jamie took the kayak and turned it towards where she heard the sound. Sure enough, there is little Mufasa Mario underneath a massive yacht by a propeller and sitting on the ledge and crying. And she grabbed him and pulled him into safety, and he is perfectly fine. 9 freaking hours. If Jamie had not gone there, because we had him dead, we thought he drowned, and we did not see anything or hear anything when we were there. So you want to talk about divine intervention and being at the right place at the right time. Don't tell me there's no coincidences and that we're being guided. So needless to say, I have the video that I'm going to share with everybody when I shut this down. The beautiful photo of Jamie and Dr. Cannon holding Mario, aka Mufasa. Needless to say, he will never be ever, not for 1 second outside unattended. And the reason that I'm sharing this with you all is because I want you to understand something, that don't think for 1 second your dog, this could not happen to you. Okay, I will tell you that I received so many calls just this week on people that wanting to adopt our puppies, or any dog for that matter. And the questions I ask is, do you have a fenced yard? Do you have a pool? Do you have any kind of, secure surrounding, a baby gate around the pool? Do you leave your current dog, or would you leave a dog outside by your pool or the water unattended? And I'm not gonna lie to you. I got into a huge fight with one of our a disagreement. It didn't end well because she didn't like that I was telling her she was not going to be a candidate for one of our dogs, because she told me she absolutely leaves her dog and has left her dogs outside by her pool unattended for 20 years, and she's never had an accident. I said, well, I'm sorry. A dog is like a toddler. They never grow up. They depend on you for everything. Even if a dog can swim, a dog can slip and fall into water and panic and not be able to find its way out. And there's nobody there to help the dog. So it's like having a child. Would you ever, simple question, if you had a child, would you put your child out in your yard by a pool, go inside and do your business, and leave the dog out, your child outside unattended? If you say yes, God, I'm sorry for you. But it is the same thing as an animal. I cannot tell you how many animals have drowned in pools or canals, for the reason being that people think that their dog, it's not going to happen to them, or they're just going to go in for 1 second. They're going to use the restroom. They're going to grab a drink, whatever. The doorbell rings. If you go inside, you don't do anything until you grab your animal and you bring your animal in and the door is shut. Period. And if that's not going to work for you to adopt a dog from us, then it's going to be a big fat no, and you're not going to get a dog from us. I am not going to apologize. I'm not going to say I'm sorry, because I'm not sorry. It is my job, my duty to protect these dogs that we take in and find them the best, safe, loving, secure home where they're going to be safe and loved. I'm not going to have my dog drowned in a pool. If I can do anything about it and do my due diligence as screening before I adopt an animal out. So please, for anybody that's watching this video, if you are that person that you let your animals outside by your pool and you think it's okay, or you even have a doggy door and they have access to your yard with a pool, please rethink it. Rethink it. And if you've gotten away with it, you're very fortunate, because anything can happen. And I would hate for anybody to go through that horrific tragedy and have to live with that and the guilt for the rest of your life, because it's a horrible thing. Horrible. So I wanted to share it with everybody. First, updating and sharing our beautiful babies that are in need. Like, right? Isn't he a doll baby? Archie, who had double cataract surgery and is so, look at him looking at looking, Looking, with his beautiful brown eyes, looking at Darla, who desperately needs a loving home. He's a lap dog. He loves his yard. He loves to walk around. He's easy peasy. And then Boss Man over here, who's made himself quite comfy, just chilling out, enjoying the breeze. These babies need homes. They need loving, 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 loving homes. So I'm asking everybody to please consider opening up your home to one of these beautiful babies in need. Because there's no greater reward. There's truly no greater reward. Archie's hi, papas.
So sweet.
He's so sweet. He's so grateful. You're so handsome, monkey. You hear the birdies? You hear the birdies? We have a birdies making a nest out back. Yeah, good boy. So handsome you are. And I will share the video of our awesome Jamie Katz, who is off the chart. She is a dear, dear friend. I called her yesterday to tell her that I didn't want her to take for granted for 1 second or think that we take her for granted. That how blessed we are to have had her in our life for so long. My wife Carol said she's such an amazing person. She just seems to pop up whenever you need her. She's that kind of friend. And she's the best at what she does. The best at what she does. She has reunited so many dogs with their owners when they go missing. Guys, please be careful. Watch your pets. Make sure you have the proper gear on. Martingale collars. Martingale collars. They can't get out of when you're walking them if they get spooked. Don't use a regular collar. Make sure your dogs are microchipped and registered. Make sure your dogs have a collar or a tag on. Just keep your eyes, please, please don't let your guard down. It's a horrible thing. It's horrible to live through. And I'm so happy that Dr. Cannon doesn't have to live through a loss like that because she would never forgive herself. So, again, this is Amy with this beautiful update. I had to block a... I can't believe... Oh, Carol wanted me to mention this. So every 2 seconds, we're getting a lot of spam. And we're getting people that are, I don't know, they're trying to reach out to our supporters. Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, send me a friend request. I don't know where all these spammers are coming from, but more and more. They say when you have a very active page, you get more spam. They're coming right on our page. So I think we're blocking and banning people from our page. You guys have seen it. You've called it out. We call them trolls. But we have blocked so many people. I mean, in one day, probably 10 to 20 a day. So what we're doing is we're basically shutting down the comment section at night and turning it back on in the morning. So if you're wondering why you cannot comment, that is why. Because we're trying to control all the spam. It's ridiculous. And yes, Balto is running free. Look at this, Shell. It's the best. Share, share, please share. Help us find these babies' homes. I'm going to share with all of you. I'm going to share with all of you the video. It is so awesome of our beautiful Jamie Katz, PI, who had her GoPro on when she went out in the kayak and she heard and she found our little Mufasa Mario, and he is safe and sound at home with his mommy. It's too good not to share. So I'll do that in about 2 seconds, and then I'll be back later with, I know Carrie's on there going, oh my God. Carrie, wait, I'm gonna share the video. This is Amy on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning. We have our Darla, our Laura, our beautiful Shelly, and our Keith who gave notice. I'm kidding. He's going nowhere. 100 plus abandoned dogs of Everglades, Florida. Stay tuned. I'm going to share that video right now. It's going to blow your minds. I'll be back soon, everybody. 100 plus abandoned dogs of Everglades, Florida. Stay safe.